Well, StreamYard's still broken. Cool.
Is it? I don't think it is.
Only for the Twitter part. It won't stream to Twitter anymore.
Okay.
Oh well. Only YouTube now.
Like, you mean permanently, or it's just doing that right now?
Unless we have a premium subscription, then we can do it on Twitter. So.
Oh, that's how they get you.
That's what's going on. Oh my goodness, though. We did it.
What did we do?
Oh my. I don't know. We hit the button and stuff happened.
Stuff did happen.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been like a month since we've done a podcast at all.
It's been 2 weeks to the day.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Calendars,
wow.
Man. It's crazy.
Wow. Fucking magnets. How do they work?
They stick together or something, or don't. I don't know. Nobody taught me school. I didn't learn school.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing in school, but it wasn't the learning.
It wasn't to be learnt.
Yeah.
We didn't come here to play school. Oh boy. Hello, Stoopy Poopy. How are you today?
God, I'm just so good, Sam. I feel, I woke up this morning feeling blessed to be on God's good earth. Everything's great. I love having rainwater just consistently in my basement. It's a lot of fun keeping up with that, and yeah, everything, like, things just couldn't be better. I'm so happy to be alive. It's great. It's great.
Oh no.
How about you, bud? What you got an alibi for this past weekend, or
this past weekend?
Yeah, like Saturday.
Alibi? Why am I being charged of a crime?
Well, I don't know. I'm just, guy was shot. I don't know.
Oh, where?
In the ear.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
that probably hurt.
Yeah, probably not.
Who knows? I mean, Saturday I was at the White Sox game.
That's a good alibi.
That was a thing.
Yeah, hard to be in Pennsylvania then.
Yeah. And Sunday I was in Harvard, Illinois, getting rained on and playing golf. So
was it just unbelievably hot and sweaty at the White Sox game on Saturday?
Yes, we were melting. It was, even in the shade, we were melting. It was pretty gross.
And you still prefer that to being a little chilly?
Yeah, 100%.
You're wrong. It's
To
okay to be wrong.
It's for you it is okay to be wrong. For me, it's not. Oh my goodness, Stoop! What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Oh God! Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, theys and thems, this is Talking Out Our Ass. It's what is it? Is it bi-weekly or semi-weekly?
I haven't asked its sexual preferences, so I'm not sure if it's bi, but
every other week we do this Talking Out Our Ass podcast, and it's a talk show. It's hosted by Sam Reeves alongside yours truly, Stu Kid, and it's a just regular old interview show with a twist, which is that as of right this moment, Sam and I have absolutely no clue what it is we're going to be talking about here for the next hour. We have a guest come prepared so that we don't have to do any preparation. The guest comes on and springs whatever their topic is on us. So when you find out what we're talking about, we're also finding out what we're talking about. And then we are tasked with forming an interview on the spot on whatever the subject is. It's stupid. You're stupid for watching it, and you're watching this and not the All-Star game. I mean, thanks. Thank you. And
good on you.
You should get that checked out. You should have that looked at. And assuming Sam remembered to bring our guest on, I just want to say I'm very excited. Our guest tonight is the goodest boy in all the land with the most gorgeous, sensitive eyes. Sam, anything to add?
I want to kiss him.
Yeah, kiss him on the mouth.
Yeah, right on the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that our guest is the goodest, nicest man I've probably ever met, which means he has a deep, dark side that he's never let anybody see. So, he's definitely nuts. And he's a contributor for South Side Sox, ladies and gentlemen, is our good friend Willie P.
William.
Is that
Welcome.
me?
Yeah, that's you on the screen. Yeah, that's your
Wow.
face.
Is this the first time you've ever seen yourself?
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
I look all right.
Are you a vampire? Shit.
Yeah, that explains it.
That explains
I would
so
explain
much.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he's so charismatic and nice.
Yeah, it's too good to be true. He's a
He's just
vampire.
trying to suck your blood.
Yeah. He feeds on the flesh of the other people.
Yeah. Of the
Pretty
other
much,
people.
yeah.
Of the other people. Yeah. Mhm.
How's it
Willie,
going?
how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Goodish.
Goodish. Good
alive.
enough. Yeah.
So
Surviving.
Good. So
Thankfully, I
good.
don't have to deal with flooding basement damage.
Oh yeah, do you get any hot, sexy tornado action there downtown
We got
yesterday?
some downtown. Yeah, there was like apparently a couple that touched down somewhere downtown. So
Yeah, but like, did you see anything fun with your eyeballs in terms of storm?
I didn't see anything fun other than probably the most rain I've seen, honestly, since I grew up here and I've lived here. That was just like sheets of rain coming downtown. I don't know if it was made more by the like being close to other buildings or something like that, but yeah.
What about
there were just
lightning? Did you
sheets
get
of
any
rain
good
coming
views
down.
of some lightning?
Yeah, we saw some lightning, but the lightning from where we're looking at, you can't really see where it's hitting, so you just see it as like a bright flash.
Yeah, that's
You
too
don't
bad.
really get to like see anything cool. Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
see the thunder?
Oh, I saw the thunder and I felt it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Were you thunderstruck?
I was thunderstruck, like I am at every White Sox game, or used to be at least.
Damn right.
Yeah, not anymore. We can't
No.
have fun now.
Yeah,
We're not
no more-
allowed to
no
be
more-
thunderstruck anymore
Getting thunderstruck, yeah.
because of woke.
Because that's why.
That is it.
Okay, William, this show is an interview show, and as we said, we have no idea what we're interviewing about. So, what are we going to interview you about tonight? William?
Sure. I wanted to bring up the fun world of clubhouse, dugout, and like major league logistics, given my time with the Nationals and what I did with them. So yeah, this can go anywhere from, I don't know, it depends, from when the team comes in, when the team goes out, what happens in between, what all the roles are. I've bat boyed a few times, so I have some, some bat boy information and logistics here and there. But yeah, that's sort of what that's the road I'm going down.
Okay, I like that. It's clearly something that you know something about, and I'm just glad. I got nervous for a second because I thought you were maybe going to say like baseball clubhouse and dugout culture, and like this would just turn into this would just turn into a very angry episode. Because boy, are those guys fucking douchebags. No offense.
A lot of them are, but yeah.
Yeah, like Willie. Goddamn him.
Yeah, like Willie. I mean, Willie's just always rocking the chain, driving his lifted pickup truck, chewing tobacco.
Just a good old boy.
Stoop knows me.
He's hip to the newest Morgan Wallen. Well, so you said you've bat boyed before. Can you go into more detail on your credentials here on the subject?
Sure. Yeah. So long story short, when I was in high school, so my one of my uncle's best friends is the visiting clubhouse manager. So the visiting clubhouse, not the home clubhouse. So all visiting clubhouse. But he's the manager of that clubhouse. So he's in charge of, who works there, everything that comes in and out.
This is where?
In Washington. So for the
Right.
Nationals. Yeah. He used to do it for the Expos. And then when they moved, he moved with them. And he became the visiting clubhouse manager for the Nationals. Yeah. And then during my high school years, they would always sort of need a bat boy, because usually they would pick a bat boy from the home side just to come over and do the visiting side for whatever series is happening. And they would work it that way. But in high school, my uncle got me in, and he was able to get me to be the bat boy on that side for the Nationals, and I was able to handle it, which was nice. So that was when I was, 16, 17, 15, something like that. Did it for a few years in summer, and then just kind of went from there. And then when I graduated from college, I worked there for like a full year, all through the summer, and worked basically a full season through the postseason.
What were you doing for the full season?
Oh, so yeah, for the full season, I was a clubby, which is like they call us clubby. So we're working in the clubhouse all the time, which essentially means like when the visiting team's equipment comes in, the truck gets there, you're sort of like directing the truck through the tunnel down underneath where to go, get to the clubhouse, unload all of their stuff, put all of everything in all of their lockers, put all the trainer stuff where they need it in their training room, get everything sort of like spread out, ready, good to go for them. So that when they get there in the morning, when they're ready for game one, they're ready. And then from there, we're there before they get there, just so we have food prepared, we have everything ready, clubhouse is clean. And then if they have anything they need, from laundry to going to the store, getting them anything they want, that's sort of like what the clubbies do, is they're just there to sort of facilitate keep everything rolling, get the dugout set, get the bullpen set, sort of just like keep the operation going on the back end.
Feed the mole people.
From the clubhouse out.
Yeah.
And how many of you are there doing this?
So there's the clubhouse manager, and then there's sort of the dude below him that helps with everything, but he's sort of higher level managing. And then like 3 or 4 of us, depending. And there are a bunch of part-time people too that come in and will come in sort of like mid-game just to help with post-game nonsense, because it gets hectic and there's a lot to do and need a lot of hands. So I would say, on total, there's probably like 8 on the roster, but 4 or 5 that show up every night.
And it sounds like at least that ballpark, and I think this is true of a lot of the newer ballparks, that there's a pretty like extensive network of like tunnels underneath.
Yeah.
So players and staff and everyone can kind of sneak in and out. Are there like, who feeds the mole people? Are you at odds with the mole people? There's I assume there's some sort of half human hybrid creatures lurking down there. Is it your job to see to them, or is that someone else?
I feel like we are the mole people. Like the clubbies are the mole people, because when you walk down the tunnel, right, you're coming from the parking lot, and then you just see like there's the home clubhouse. You walk this way, then there's like the president's club, or like the scout seats, whatever. And there's the kitchen for the scout seats. And then there's this and there's that. So there's like a lot of logistics that obviously happen in the tunnel. And we're sort of the ones that, like, if we need to like get a player to go through there somehow, we just like walk them through. And it's one of those things too, where there's nothing really like secretive about it. So if you're walking a player out to the parking lot and you're walking them through the tunnel, like you're just going to walk by some fans that are, going to the president's club, or you're going to walk by a bunch of workers that are just like kind of
right.
Like,
they tell you like not to look the player in the eyes or like speak.
No. If you're working in the clubhouse, that's not a problem at all. Like you can just be normal with them. Like
but you're not allowed to leave.
Correct. I mean, like I guess we could leave. Like you could leave any job, but
you're not allowed to bathe, or like they tell you when, they kind of ration your scraps. Like, do you eat the scraps after the players leave and just see what they've left behind? Like pizza crumbs?
See, that was the other good thing about
apple cores and stuff like that.
You're sort of just mingling with them at the same time. So like the kitchen's open 24/7. So if I'm walking into the kitchen to go like restock some Gatorade in the fridge or restock some water in the fridge, I can go and like grab a chicken tender and some salad and like go to the back and eat it.
Human flesh.
Sit in the back, eat it real fast in the corner.
Yeah, eat it real fast. I mean, like we have our own like employee room. We can just go back there for a second if you need a break. Sometimes there's nothing happening in the clubhouse and you're just kind of hanging for a minute. But yeah.
And I assume the like currency between you and the other moles becomes like socks, like fresh socks, because it's damp down there in the tunnels.
Sort of. It's not quite as dark and damp as you're making it seem, which is nice. Like it is pretty clean and sterile, which is good. But yeah, no, there's like
socks and cigarettes are the currency. It's kind of like jail.
And cans of dip.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
what percentage of the players and then Sam can ask his very important question. What percentage of the players are doing the chewing tobacco these days? Because I thought MLB was trying to get them to stop doing that, but it sure seems like a lot of them still do.
They are trying, and a lot of them do have like, I don't know what you call them. I think they call them grinds, or like something that's not tobacco, but it is like tobacco.
Well, like a Zin, like the
or like a Zin. Right
nicotine
now, like
pouches,
probably most of them are doing Zins. Yeah, but I'd say like a fair amount of them still dip. That's still
disgusting.
That's still a thing.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I would say.
So how much of your job was just like
15 to 20
cleaning up fucking brown spit or cups full of?
Oh, none of it. Thankfully.
Oh,
So like in the dugout, they do that and they spit on the ground and they have this like hard rubber surface that they power wash at the end of the night. So like nobody really has to touch it, which is good. And in the clubhouse, they're pretty respectful. They just spit into a bottle and throw it in the trash. But yeah, it happens for sure.
Gross. What's the weirdest like special request you've gotten from somebody?
I forget who it was even for. Someone on the Phillies. It was a relief pitcher, but he wanted me to go to the mall and get him jeans because when he was coming into the ballpark, when he was getting out of the car, he like ripped like the inside part of his jeans on the car door and needed new jeans. He's like, I can't go home in these. Like I need new pants. So I ran out to the mall and got him new jeans.
Where was the rip?
It was the groin area.
Were his pants off when he got out of the car?
How did he get that on the door?
Good question.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I only found out when I was asked to get the new jeans, and I was like, all right, yep, I can do that.
Was it Reese McGuire?
Was not Reese McGuire. That I can confirm. Don't remember who it was, but it wasn't him.
You ever see any of the players Reese McGuire in there in the clubhouse? Or
I don't think I ever saw Reese, unless Reese was with the White Sox.
No. That's not what I'm asking.
Oh no! No. I've never seen a player Reese McGuire in the.
They're just using a lot of baby powder. That's all they're doing.
Or if they do, they're doing it in secret somewhere.
They're hiding.
Yeah, you ever get shower duty and you got to just stand in the middle and just take whatever they.
I mean, I'm not on shower duty, but part of our duty is like grabbing washcloths and shit from the shower. So like at the end of the night, when we're trying to like speed it up and get them out of there, like there's a guy in the shower, I'll go grab washcloths and bring them back. But yeah,
you're in there like wiping them down. You're like, we got to hurry up. You got to get out of here.
Just give a gentle tug on the balls. Let them know, like,
we want to get our laundry done.
5-minute warning.
The sooner we can get things into the washer, the better. Get it over with so we can go home at 3 a.m.
Willie P. The P stands for pants.
What's the approximate age range of the guys that are working in the clubhouse with you?
Good question. It ranges because we have a couple of like older dudes that also work for the Capitals in their locker room, and they're just kind of like locker room people. They understand how it works and people trust them. So a couple of those guys are older, like 40, 50. But for the most part, it's like younger kids. It's mostly like in college or like between high school, college, somewhere in there. And they're just, responsible kids looking for something to do, and they can operate in a clubhouse. But I'd say somewhere between, you get sort of like, at least in our clubhouse, you got a smattering of ages. It was anywhere from like 17, 18 to, like I said, like 50 almost, depending on who it is. And like I said, some of them are part-time. So like part of my thing was for a year, I worked my regular job and then would come in post work and do like, once the game started, I would like come in and then work the rest of the game and then post game and stay late. So you have like sort of shifts in that way, depending on how they want to run it. But
I assume none of them are women.
Correct. I don't think I've heard of a woman clubby yet, but definitely not in Washington. We haven't had a woman one. Yeah.
So what's, I guess, compare and contrast then your experience working back there. Like that's kind of like back of house compared to the bat boy front of house.
Sure. But they're similar. They're intertwined. They're like the same thing because effectively they need someone to bat boy. So it's got to be either someone from our side or someone from the home side. And we all do the same thing on either side.
All right. Favorite interaction with a player as a bat boy that you can think of?
Favorite interaction with a player as a bat boy. Well, I have one as a player and one as a coach, if that makes it easier. As Christina said, or Tina said, I do have an interesting interaction with Brian Shaw. I was just walking through, and he ripped one of the loudest and longest farts I've ever heard. Enough so that, like, this was last year too. This was like with the White Sox last year.
Yeah.
I was there for one series. It was the White Sox and the Braves, which is awesome. But when he was here, you're one of the longest and loudest farts I've ever seen. And even everybody turned around and was like, "Brian, was that you?" So to me, that was like the funniest because, like,
Well, what
I
did he
was walking
say?
down the hallway just like cracking up. I could not hold it in.
What was his response?
He was like, "Yeah, of course." I mean, like, who,
Owned it.
it was him. He was like, "We have 4 big lockers and then like a bunch of lockers that go around the rest of the locker room." And he's in one of the big ones because the White Sox didn't have much, cachet at the time last year. Still don't.
Right.
And he's, a veteran. He deserves it. So yeah. So he was like sort of in the middle, and everyone just kind of looked at him, and he was like, "Yeah, that was me. Like, what do you want me to say?" Like, of course it's him. Like, they probably fart all the time in there, And then one other cool one, and this is totally opposite scenario from fart in the middle of the clubhouse. But this is when I was bat boying in the 2014 NLDS. So their NLDS in 2014 was in Washington. It was San Francisco and Washington. And this was the San Francisco team that won it because they're, or was it?
Yeah.
I think they win in even years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even years.
Yeah.
That was the last of the 3 even years.
Yeah. So yeah, in 14. And I was in there in Bruce Bochy's locker room, like cleaning his shoes at the end of like a practice day before they were like actually playing. Like they come in a day before. And he was like, "Hey, I'll tell you what, if we win game 1, I'll give you $100." Because he knew I was the bat boy. And then he was like, if we win game 2, I'll give you another $100. And if we win them both, I'll give you another $100. And I was like, "All right, cool. I'll hold you to that." And so I just like kept doing my thing, left. And then they ended up winning game 1. And then game 2 ended up being an 18-inning game, which is like the longest playoff game, or like one of the longest games in history.
Mhm.
Definitely the longest playoff game.
I mean, that's 2 full games.
Yeah, it's 2 full games. And they won that one too. And they were all pumped and happy and celebrating. They didn't like clinch or anything because it was only game 2. But when I went to go like pack up his bag as they were leaving and like everybody's getting dressed and about to head out, he was like, "I think I owe you something." I was like, "Do you?" And then he paid up, and he
Hey, what a guy.
3 $100 bills right there. Yeah.
What a guy.
Hell yeah, Bruce Bochy.
And damn, Bochy just got stacks on him like that. Just like, what was he doing?
He wants the good juju. I think he was just looking for good juju and was like, "If you do it, I'll give it to you." Boom.
And he found one, and
Yeah,
he gave
he
him a
found
couple
it.
$100.
He's like,
Sam, you didn't catch that either? That's crazy. Damn, there you go.
But yeah, Bruce Bochy's a king for sure.
Wow, I gotta be more obvious with my jokes.
That's not why I wanted him to manage the White Sox. There were other reasons, like the fact that he managed the Rangers to a World Series. But beyond that, I wanted Bochy to manage the White Sox when it was possible. But
Well, sure, because you're a reasonable
I'm a
baseball
normal
mind.
man.
Yeah.
you have a brain in your head. Now, Willie, when you've been a bat boy, did anyone ever have to JT Snow you?
Meaning,
Yank you out of the way of home plate so you don't get
no,
destroyed?
oh my God, no, like Dusty's kid. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no one had to do that to me. Thankfully, there were a couple times where I was like close enough where I felt like I was in the way, but I definitely wasn't in the way. Just like personally, I just didn't want to be in the way. There's really nothing to do other than just don't get in the way of the play. Like, you try to get out there as fast as you can because you have to be quick, especially with the pitch clock now. You have to be fast. So like you try to get out there as soon as you know that the out's going to happen. You're like, all right, I'm going to start going just so I can get there and back. But no, I never had an issue where I was like in the middle of a play. I think the biggest thing that would happen is like if I had to go out and then run out to second to go get like someone's like shin guard or like elbow guard after they hit a double or something. That always feels stressful because you just feel
You
like
actually have to like go clear out there,
running out there like grabbing your stuff and running back and feeling
just don't drop anything. Don't drop anything.
The thing you realize after time though is that nobody's looking at you. Like how many
nobody
times have
gives
you
a
been at a baseball game and you've noticed the bad boy? Like never, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Like never. You just have to do your thing and like try to be as small as possible.
That would be a fun tradition to start, is like booing the bat boy every time he comes out to do anything, you know.
I've booed a bat boy a couple times.
Hurry up!
Wait,
Out
you
of
have?
respect.
You what?
I said I've booed a bat boy before. Like not actually boot at him like loud enough, but like boo. You could do better.
He's just walking by. Boo. It's like, what did I do? Boo. Fuck you. That's what.
Did you ever wait? So when you're so for instance, you I guess so you were the home bat boy for the White Sox that series.
No, I mean still the visiting. So like I was in Washington, and they were.
You said it was White Sox and Braves.
Right. So it was the White Sox. No, so White Sox came in first, and then the Braves came in for like the next. I was there for a homestand.
So this was in DC. Okay. I see. And so is that how it works everywhere, that the bat boys? Because I guess I don't know how it works. That I thought maybe that like a team brings a bat boy with them. The every ballpark supplies your bat boy.
I would say for the I don't actually know how it works because I really only have like my limited view of being in Washington. So I don't know exactly how it works with other teams, but I assume that it works the way it works with us, where they don't bring a bat boy. So they just are expecting you to provide a bat boy. Yeah. And they always bring, they have a whole bat boy bag that has like different size helmets, different size uniforms, different size everything. So like the bat boy's equipped, they have what they need, and then they can just go. So in my opinion, yeah, I feel like without actually knowing for sure, I would say every team just doesn't bring their own bat boy and just has one supplied.
Because I thought that'd be fun if they like you got into it with rival bat boys. Like, you know.
It's funny though. No, it's funny because I came in last year. So actually, the last 2 years I've done this, where I'm like technically still on the like Nationals payroll, but I only go out there for like one homestand a year, like because I don't live there, so I can't work there all the time. But so that's what the series I did last year, the homestand I did last year, was the Braves and the White Sox, and before that was the Reds and the Pirates. So like I've done it in a couple of years where they've been like, hey Willie, we know in like September, like towards the end of the year, we're going to need a bat boy. And so my boss will text me and I'll like plan a trip and go out there and go do it for a week. So
okay.
Yeah. We're always supplying a bat boy. And sometimes he is short. And like, that's why I did it in high schools. Cause they're like, we're just looking for a bat boy to do it for the summer to start. And then that's sort of where I like did it to begin with, was just cause visiting teams always need a bat boy.
Now, when these teams supply all these like different sizes stuff, did you ever put on like a jersey too small and pants way too big and go out there all ridiculous looking?
I haven't gone out there because they have enough. They have enough variety of sizes and pants and all that. That
I meant on purpose.
I've tried on a bunch. I've gone on and stuff that's like way too big that I've tried to like roll the shin part up a little bit, or like try to tuck the jersey in tight or something like that. But no, for the most part, I feel like they've been pretty good, pretty well fitting. I can post some pictures.
Now, aren't you old to be a bat boy?
Right? You would think, yeah. I did it last year, so I think like maybe I'm getting to that point.
Well, I just think like you said. I mean, you said nobody pays attention, and it is true. So like when I think of a bat boy, like I'm thinking of a child, but you would know better than I kind of what the average age is, and it's probably more common than I think that like adult men are doing it.
I would say that for the most part, your assumption is correct. That like you're getting someone who's like in high school or maybe like late middle school, like old enough to handle it. But yeah, for the most part, I would say it's like high school to college age people doing it. Unless, like they work in the clubhouse all the time. Like if I worked in the Nats clubhouse all the time, like I'd still be the bat boy doing it. So like I'd be 31 doing it. I look
like young, older than most of the players.
Uniform. I look young in a baseball uniform, especially. I just look like a little kid. So like, the big helmet they put on you too. It's like,
it has that effect for sure. Yeah. For sure. You ever get a player pissed off at you for something? Or
there have been a couple times where like I've legit just like forgot to bring their like sliding mitt out, or there's something that like fell into the bat rack that I can't find, or like something fell out of like the helmet rack into the bat rack and like nobody knows where it is. Like, where's my thumb guard? And I'm like scrambling to look for it. Like people get mad about stuff like that. And then sometimes there are times where like they'll leave stuff behind, like in the clubhouse, and expect it to be there. Like we'll bring it out and like put it in the dugout, but we don't. And they'll be like, "Where's my glove?" or like, "Where's my this?" And then I'm like scrambling, like trying to think, and then I have to run back up and then run back in. But nobody's ever gotten like really mad at me over anything. The only thing that I wasn't, someone got mad at me was when I forgot their sliding glove. Not that they needed it and like they didn't steal, not that they would have, but yeah, that was probably the one.
Well, who was it?
I don't want to say.
Wow. Wow. Protecting millionaires, Willie P. Unbelievable.
Willie loves the 1%. Willie loves the
Clearly.
Now, when you're in the dugout during games, like, are you saying anything to like guys when they're walking by or the manager or anything, or does it depend on like how the game's going? Or
it depends on how the game's going. Usually pregame, everyone's pretty cool. So like one of the things that most teams do, like every team does, basically is like the coaches go out there first, kind of like get their thing, and then the players like trickle in as they get their like pregame routine done inside, and they just come out and like start playing catch. Like there's no uniformity really to it, just like people come trickling in. So like people are very interactive in that part of it, where they're getting ready for the game when they come through and they're like dapping people and like doing their handshakes and everything in the dugouts. Like I've been part of that, which is kind of cool. That's kind of fun. And then there was one time, this was when I was in high school, and the Marlins still had their old uniform, and Dontrell Willis was on the Marlins. It was like the Dan Ugla era.
Hell yeah.
And Dontrell didn't have anybody to play catch with. So I just played catch with him like right in front of the dugout to like
play
warm
catch
up
with
for
Dontrell Willis.
It was batting practice. So like the game wasn't about to start, but it was like batting practice was happening, and he was just like,
but you played catch
like,
with Dontrell Willis.
Yeah. So
that's fucking catch. Sick.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's so fucking
just throwing that out like it's an anecdote.
Just can't like what like whatever.
Like everybody does, you know.
Part of being the bat boy too is you're on bucket duty in batting practice. Like you have to be like, you know, in center field they have like that one like square net behind second base with the bucket. Yeah. And like the players just grab the balls and like throw them into the So like I'm on bucket duty usually for batting practice too. So I'm out there, and like sometimes people just like boom and just like throw one pretty hard. I'm like, okay, that was a missile right at me. Thank you. Like they know I'm looking, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
Are you mad? Why are you?
They just want to huck it, but no, yeah. So I got some of that cool experience too. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I guess along with like if a player's ever gotten mad at you, I wanted to add to, not necessarily mad at you, but have you ever sort of been in the way of a temper tantrum?
I've been in the way of a lot of mini temper tantrums. Nothing really that crazy though. Like most of the things that happen temper tantrum wise happen down the stairs, so like nobody sees it. All you hear is like a big like bang, bang, bang on something, like someone's taking a bat to a trash can temporarily. Nothing's really been ruined. We had one trash can ruined just from someone being upset. And
I thought you were in DC, not Houston. Hey,
but a lot of what you get is like microaggression. Like someone will come back from like, even like a Freddie Freeman will come back from a strikeout, and like he's very calm, and then just will like slam his helmet into the back rack, and you're just like, oh, okay, so he's mad, he's not happy. And you just run into a lot of that, just a lot of like people like trying to like slowly like get their aggression out without being too extra. Okay. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of helmet slamming and bat slamming. A lot. You
gotta love masculinity, man. Just get so fucking mad. I hit something.
And some people come back very calm, and they just like undo their batting gloves, put their helmet away, and just breathe and go. But yeah.
We got a question from Andy. Will you be inducted into the Bat Boy Hall of Fame?
No, probably not. I was a
real
thing. Boy. I did my job well enough, but Hall of Fame.
You're answering this like that's a thing that exists. Is that a thing that exists?
No, not at all. No. I'm just assuming it does.
We're gonna make it, and you're gonna be the only inductee now.
Yeah, that's it. It's just the Willie P Hall of Fame.
The Willie P Bat Boy Hall of Fame. Entrance Willie P. Now, there's I think it's only minor leagues. I don't know if it's low A or 2A, whatever. But there's the Bat Dog. Do bat boys hate bat dogs?
No.
Yeah, are dogs taking
we
your
love
jobs?
Bat dogs. The more bat dogs there are, the better. Because that
Our
means
do-
we get to spend more time inside, which is easier and nicer.
So
So
it's
you
not
didn't-
like dogs are not like the illegal immigrants taking your
No,
jobs. Like,
no. They're too cute.
You didn't go marching down the street with your tiki torches saying they will not replace us?
No. No, I would take a bat dog in DC and just get to pass out laundry and hang out in the clubhouse while the game's happening. Yeah.
So when you talk about laundry, I'm always curious how their uniforms get from place to place, like because you're in the visiting clubhouse. So I assume like if it's a series, you can first of all, do the uniforms go in the wash or do they just have brand new ones every single? Do they have
No, they go in the wash
162?
every night, but they have at least 2, if not more, of each. So they have a backup or more of each. But
so,
they go in the wash every night. So a lot of people like to use like their uniform. So we wash them every night and they can use whatever they want. Yeah.
Well, so I assume like if it's a let's say 3-game series, after the first game, after the second game, it's no big deal. You wash it and then you hang it up back in their locker or whatever. But what about when it's time to go? What
on
happens?
getaway day? Yeah. So on getaway day, so we have the come in day and we also have the getaway day. So on getaway day, what we do is we throw pretty much all the laundry that if it's I would say 90 to 95% of the time, it's one of those getaway days where they're going to the city and it just has to happen right away. Like their flight's pretty soon. They're just going. In that case, which is most of the time, we'll just throw laundry in a bin. We'll throw pants in a bin. We'll throw jerseys in a bin and we ship it off to the next team, whoever's going. And then whoever gets it washes it and puts it in the lockers.
So sometimes dirty laundry is arriving to you?
Correct. Oh, like almost every time a team comes in. So when a team comes in from the home side and their home uniforms are clean, but the road ones are dirty, we don't have to worry about that because they just wash the road ones and we take.
Right.
Sorry, the other way. Yeah, we take.
I get
the
you.
road
Yeah,
ones
right,
and they keep the home ones. Yeah.
But
So
if they're on a road trip,
then we get dirty laundry every time. Yep. So when they come in, it's like we're all unpacking bags, we're putting stuff on the hangers. It's just like a whole process. Boom, 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 boom. Meanwhile, we have like 2 people running laundry over here, getting laundry done. So that by the time we're done passing out all the uniforms and equipment and like trainer stuff and all that, the laundry is finally done. And then we go and pass that back out all to the lockers. Yeah. So we call it unpack, but like an unpack night can be pretty late because usually they're, depending on when they finish, say it's a 1:00 game, finish at 4 on the East Coast. It takes 2 hours to travel plus the like half an hour. So yeah, you're talking like the stuff gets in there at probably like 9-10 o'clock. By the time you hang it all up, do the laundry and do that, it's like 1 or 2 in the morning. Yeah.
damn.
Yeah. There's some weird hours in this industry, but yeah.
And like, I mean, is it pretty funky when it shows up? Like what?
It's pretty funky, but it goes right into the wash. And like we have gloves and we can just
Willie takes each one. All right, in there you go.
And thankfully we have a couple people that are like dedicated laundry duty type people. I'm more of a just take the clean bags and start hanging them up.
Yeah, like do you ever consider running like a dirty sock sort of black market operation, like just siphon off a couple of their used socks and be like, ooh, here you can smell Aaron Judge's feet, and you can
that would get someone fired. That would get someone fired pretty quick because
if they found out about
it. They know because if something's missing from their locker, they know immediately.
I'm missing a sock.
They know their stuff they brought with them.
It's my special
and
sock.
There have been times where people are missing things and we're like panicking, scrambling, trying to find it. Most of the time it's in the lost and found locker.
But like, yeah, I guess you could get fired, but if you sold Shohei's used jockstrap, like that would
it matter? Yeah.
That would fetch a pretty penny, I would think.
Yeah, you're right. I've never thought about that or tried it, but yeah, you're right.
No,
at least give it a whiff next time.
One of our very early on blogs that Celeste wrote was about players who shit in their pants.
Okay.
During a game. What happens in that situation?
I've never been in a situation where someone's actively shit their pants in a game, But I have had situations where a player will come running in from the field, go down towards the dugout, and just go straight down the stairs. And there's a bathroom. There's a bathroom right down the dugout stairs to like right there, so they can go right away. Assuming they're not hitting or something, they can just go.
That's probably intentional when they build these ballparks, is they have a bathroom.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's like the dugout stairs into the dugout, and like there's the dugout. But then like right here, there's the other set of stairs, and right there's a bathroom. So right there, yeah.
That's funny.
Now, how like
100 times?
How far down is the tunnel before you hit the clubhouse?
Okay, so in Washington, at least, it's like, all right, so they're from the field, there are 5 stairs to the dugout, then another 5 stairs to like the bathroom / like waiting area where the pitchers kind of chill because it's a little colder. And then if you walk 10 feet forward, there's a huge area with a batting cage, big batting cage. And then there's a huge staircase up to the clubhouse. So it's kind of like a trek to get up to the clubhouse in Washington. Just because there's a big, like 20 foot staircase to go up. But they're big steps and they're rubber. So like you can like put your spikes on them. Like it's easy to get up there, but yeah.
We made the metal steps. So you just slide like crazy.
But yeah, it's pretty far to get up to the clubhouse. Like if you were to sprint it, it would take you 5 seconds, 10 seconds. But if you're just like going, it might take you 30, 45 seconds to walk up there.
You are giving me too much credit. I would
had to sprint for some things, like someone's missing batting gloves, and I'm like, all right, I'll get your backup pair and like sprint up to the clubhouse.
Sam,
go to their locker, grab their batting gloves, and like bring them back. Yeah.
Sam, when's the last time you sprinted?
Probably when I played beer league softball like 8 years ago.
And mine was beer league softball yesterday.
I was for sure you were going to say in the Army.
Yeah, no.
Gave up running.
Running is not in the forte anymore. That's why I'd be the worst bad boy. I'd be like, here's your you got hang on. You just see on the MLB app delay of game.
Delay of game, the bat boy's just standing in the middle of the field with his hands on his knees
and just yelling, going,
hold on just a second.
I'm not gonna lie. Last year they called me back to do it for like I said, the White Sox and the Braves for one homestand. And I hadn't run I like a run sometimes, but I'm not a big runner. And I was gassed. And like with the pitch clock, especially, I wasn't used to that. Like you have to get out there and like hustle back. Otherwise, like the game's going to keep going and like you're going to be the one holding it up. So I was sprinting the whole time. That was one of the most tiring weeks I've had in a long time. Seriously, you can ask anybody that I was talking to. I was like, I am dead. Even after day one, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I have to do this more.
Yeah,
time to hang them up. No, it's not as
it gets easier though. Like after day 3, I was like, all right, I'm getting into the groove now. Like now
this is a young man's game.
Yeah, it is. It is a young man's game. That is for damn sure. Because you're sprinting. You are sprinting.
Oh my God, I'm so sore times 100.
That was me.
Damn, calling you out. She's like,
fair. I mean,
he's like, oh my God, he wouldn't shut the fuck up.
She's like, I'm pulling receipts.
That's why I don't think I'm going back this year. I might go back to work just like in the clubhouse itself, but not bad point this year.
Okay.
So Nationals visiting clubhouse. Nice, decent,
really nice. I'm sure the newer ones that are even newer than Nats Park are nicer, but I feel like Nats Park is pretty new. And their clubhouse is nice. Like the people that come in are like, yeah, this is nice. Sometimes I do ask a player too. I'm like, what do you think of it? Like compared to other places, and they're pretty complimentary of it. It's pretty nice.
Do they have to pay for their own sodas?
No. Oh my gosh, no. We have a whole soda machine just for them that we have to reload ourselves
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's the most popular drink?
Fridge of Gatorade and other electrolyte drinks and water and milk and like all the things you can think of. We have to put all that in there.
Crack?
That's all of it. Crack not included. Yeah, although some might like it.
In the 80s Mets, man.
You ever see any players doing illegal drugs?
No, never seen any players doing any illegal drugs. I wish I could say I had, but no.
It's like, man, I really
wish someone would do something cool, but no.
He's just in there like, hey, you guys want to do any drugs?
Yeah, you should. That's your homework. Next time
I've seen people.
you be the one to bring the drugs. Like, hey,
I can provide this for you. No, but I have seen people. I'm not going to say who, but smoke cigarettes in our laundry room, like up our like exhaust chute. They go in there and do that. That's like a common thing. I've also seen coaches just like smoke cigarettes, like in between, like I was saying, like that stairway between the clubhouse and the field. They'll like smoke kind of in there because there's like a draft and it just doesn't stick as much. But yeah, no illegal drugs. But I have seen cigarettes. Yeah.
Who's had like a pregame ritual that you noticed and that like burned in your memory forever?
Pregame ritual that someone has done that I don't really know that I have one.
There's like, I saw that and I'll never forget that I just saw that.
I don't know if I have one. Can I think about that one and come back?
Absolutely,
to you?
You can.
Okay. But nothing like comes to mind off the top of my head. They're all sort of like normal,
like
warm up people for the most part. Yeah.
Andrew Vaughn was down in the batting cage just screaming.
I've never seen anything like that. Like nothing crazy.
That's how he gets ready. He does the Dragon Ball Z power up down there. Just
someone's like, "What's going on?" Like, "Oh, just ignore him.
It's just Vaughn." Yeah. No, nothing that weird. Nothing that weird. Sadly, I wish I had something better to say, but no.
This guy likes to rub Play-Doh in his socks before every game.
Every game he does it. He makes sure to pee into both of his shoes. You know.
Oh, you didn't get to see Moises Alou.
Stuff going on that I don't know. That like, or like I haven't seen, or like I'm just getting like water prepped, so like I'm not seeing it. But yeah.
Now, what is it? What is like the clubhouse smell like? Baby powder, or
it's hard to explain. It's almost like sometimes it's like when you when you like walk into a hotel and there's just like that whoosh of like kind of like decent smell and like warm air that hits you. You get that a little bit when like you walk in because they keep
vaguely bleachy.
Vaguely bleachy, yep. But it's like actually pretty nice smell. Not gonna lie, it's not gross or anything. Because we vacuum often and like they shower regularly and like the cleaners come in every night and do their thing. So it's clean.
Have you ever been in
like almost immaculately clean, especially in the kitchen? Like it's a pretty clean place.
You ever been in the dugout or like clubhouse like after a blowout?
Yeah.
What's the vibe? Are they just like
it's not
whatever?
Big. It's just quiet. It's just quiet. It's one of those things where like as a bat boy when they win, you just sort of like get the stuff. You go in and like there's music playing on the speaker and everyone's kind of like in a good mood and just vibing. And like the energy is good. You're just picking up laundry, going to the laundry room, coming back, doing the same thing, cleaning shoes. Like the vibe's good. But then when they lose, it's sort of that, but it's like, it's like everything's kind of like taken down. Like it's a little slower. So like we just pick things up a little slower. We go do laundry a little slower just because like they're not as hyped up and energetic. So
guys are just quietly.
That's just like the general energy of the whole thing.
Like part of your job description is like you got to match the vibe.
Yeah, a little bit. Right. You don't go in there after a big loss and like start talking. You shut your mouth and you just do your job and you do it. But if they win, then you can like talk to people or like do whatever you have to do to like get your job done. Yeah.
After like a nasty loss, Willie walks in. It's all right, guys. Get him tomorrow.
Yeah, no, there's none of that. Yeah.
Like, someone get this fucking guy out of here.
You keep your mouth shut and do their laundry. That's what you do. Yep.
Do the managers or coaches like give speeches after every game or
no. There's almost none of that, to be honest. Like the times I've actually seen them pull the team together for a speech is pretty rare. Pretty rare. I would say like if I was doing a whole season, I might see it 4 times, 3, 4, or 5 times, something like that, with all the teams that come in. Just because like most of the time they're either playing well when they come in, don't need a speech, just keep going, go to the next one, go. Or they're mid, same deal, just go to the next one and go. But like occasionally you get one where there's a bad loss and someone needs to say something and then they say just like clear out for 5 minutes and they do it and come back.
Does that piss you guys off?
So you're not present for that.
We like are there and we can be like we can walk through. It's just kind of like rude to do it sort of. So we decide like as a unit, just kind of like let them have their time and then they can do it. But no one's going to yell at you if you like step in the room or something like that. Yeah.
It's like getaway day and they're having a players only meeting. You're like, God damn it, I have to get in there and do a lot of shit.
Yeah, like please
Yeah,
wrap this meeting up.
They understand
Dicks.
that we're there too. Like there's a lot of players that just sort of act like we're just like little ants, like running around grabbing their laundry and like coming back and bringing it back and like doing this. So for the most part, a lot of them don't even care that we're there for the most part.
What is this, a clubhouse for ants?
Because it exactly. Yeah. It is. It's just huge ants.
Huge ants. Now, like I've only ever seen like the small clips and videos that like social media teams post of like clubhouses, but are there like a lot of couches in these places, or is it mostly like just right by the stalls and stuff like that?
No, so the main Nats clubhouse is pretty big. So you have like a big like dinner style huge brown wooden table in the middle that has like cards and chess and like all that crap on it, like some crossword puzzles for them to do. And then there's seriously like they have like the USA Today crossword puzzle out. People love that in the clubhouse. That's another
hell yeah.
People love the USA.
It's like a fucking daycare.
Right? And then they have 4 big lazy, like not lazy boys because they don't recline, but they're like big comfy chairs in the clubhouse.
You know those things. You know those things in doctors' waiting rooms. It's like the metal.
Yeah, the ball.
Yeah. It's like that. Yeah. Like keep them occupied until the game starts.
Those are for the rookies because they're still kids.
Yeah. You didn't bring a book. We have this for you.
And we have Highlights magazine.
That's kind of what it is. Yeah.
When somebody comes in from the series, they're like, God damn it, somebody did all the maintenance in this book. Can we get some new shit in here? God, somebody did all the word searches.
This is a People magazine from 2013. What's happening?
At least they can read, though. That's good.
Most of them can read.
Do you ever see them like on their phones and like?
Oh my God!
You're like,
most of the time they're on their phones.
Follow me on Twitter and.
No, I would say majority, like let's for like a 7 o'clock game. I would say most of them like the bus gets there at like 11 sometimes, depending on the team too. But it gets there at like 11 noon, and they're there just for like a full work day plus the game. So like they're doing that, and then they have to kill some time somehow. Like they all work out, they all do their thing, but you have to have like some dead time to recover and like eat and do your thing. So yeah, there's a ton of phone and iPad time, that's for sure.
Well, he's just airdropping dank memes to everybody.
Yeah. It's a great idea. Airdrop this podcast.
But yeah, no, to answer your couch question. So in the main room, there are 4 like big boy chairs that people sit in all the time. And then they have a player's lounge that has a couch and 2 big chairs. And like Xbox, PlayStation, like all.
No, I was gonna say, are they playing video games? Or are they watching TV?
No, they play video games sometimes too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're playing the show. Like I gotta know what the hell this pitcher's gonna throw me today.
And they love college football.
Of course they do.
That's a
they're
trend.
all good old boys. Want to yell at each other.
Yes.
About
college.
That's
a lot of what you would think. Yeah.
Yeah. Just guys being dudes.
Yeah.
Just guys being dudes.
Just a lot of white male rage and guys being dudes.
Oh, but yeah.
Any of like
some interesting things. Yeah.
Any of like other like coaching staff been like cool to you? Like not the managers, but like hitting coaches, assistants, whatever. Anybody?
Yeah. So the coaches are honestly usually the coolest because the players are so like into the game, right? So they'll come by the bat rack where I stand by the bat rack. So they'll come by the bat rack and they'll like grab their bat and like grab their helmet. Sometimes they'll acknowledge me. Most of the time, nope. They're just like doing their thing and going. But when I stand there, all the coaches are standing there. So like I'm kind of standing there by the coaches all the time. And especially with like a base coach, like I have to, or like a pitching coach, I have to like bring out the pitch comm and the new card to the defensive player and like all of that every time a new pitching change happens. And sometimes the coaches are cool. Like if you just get like a hitting coach that's just standing there like all game with you, he'll just like point something out and then like it becomes like a rapport after that, just kind of like, oh, that was interesting. But yeah, so some coaches are cool. Some are not. Some are dicks for sure, but that's just kind of like the way humanity is in general anyway. But yeah, some coaches are really cool and will like just talk to you. And just,
do you ever get asked for baseball opinions by managers or
no,
coaches?
never once been asked for a baseball opinion. No, that's for damn sure. I've never been asked for that.
They're like, hey, what should we tell this guy to do?
I never told him I played before either, so I'm just kind of like there. I'm just kind of a guy. Which is my role. But actually, my coolest interaction with the coaches is I was talking to Brad Osmus, who was the coach of the A's at the time, and he and Mark Kotze is the manager, was the manager, and then Brad Osmus was, I think, the bench coach. And he was just standing there with me all day, and at one point he just like tapped me on the shoulder during like, it was like in between innings and like nothing was happening. He was like, hey, like, where do you live? And I was like, oh, I live in like San Diego. I just came out here for the week to help with Rosie, because he knew my boss, Rosie. And I was like, I just came here to help with Rosie for a week and like bat boy and like help out with hands. And he's like, oh, that's awesome. We're in San Diego. Turns out he lived like up the hill from me in Cardiff, San Diego. And then also he was like, talk to Kotze, because like Kotze's lived out there forever. So then Kotze came back and he's like, hey, I hear you live in San Diego. And I'm like, yeah, I do live in San Diego. And so we just got talking to that. But like those conversations last like a minute at the most, right? But like I think those were the two coolest actual interactions I've had. With
and then you like the conversation's like winding down, so you just start like crying and grab onto him, like, remember me, please,
remember me when I come up the hill,
please don't forget me.
No, I was like, I'll never see him again, but I know he lives 6 blocks from where I live.
You're like, and what's your address?
Right. Yeah. What times are your kids home? And like,
I did get to touch Luis Roberts' butt after he scored. He came back from a homer. That's right. I forgot about this. He scored, came back, and I just swatted him on the butt like anybody else would. Would you not?
I would. I absolutely would.
It is rock hard. It is rock hard.
Did you like squeeze a little too?
No,
or did
I
you
just gave it
flat
like
hand?
I gave it a slap.
You didn't do the slap and tickle?
No,
you just
I didn't do a
slap?
slap and grab or a slap and tickle.
Damn.
It was just a slap.
You remembered that, Fred.
So I guess we can.
Thank you for the reminder, Tina.
Yeah, a little bit of that. That's good. Tina's doing our job for us, because we can get in the closing minutes here a little bit of fan service. If you have any White Sox specific interactions or memories of recent years,
For me,
yes, you're the guest.
I've had some good White Sox moments in recent years. Yeah, okay. So I've actually bat boyed for the White Sox twice.
Okay.
One was last year, which was less exciting because it was last year's team. But it was cool because I got to see Cease, and there was like a time where people had dissipated and Cease was the only one in the locker room, like with a couple of us. And I got to talk to him about, like, I asked him about his like beekeeping operation. And he was like, he and his dad have that like beekeeping thing that they do together. I don't know if you've heard about that.
Okay.
I was like, how's that going? He's like, oh, it's going well, but last summer we lost one of our 3 hives. So like that was kind of a bummer. So we had to like eat that and go forward. But yeah, otherwise it's going well. So yeah.
And Cease meant literally eat it.
Eat it.
Ate
Yeah,
the
they
whole
ate the
hive.
beehive.
Just eat the honey.
Yeah.
Just slurp it down. Yeah.
The bees and all.
And that team was cool because Luis was cool and he was interactive and like he likes to smile. So I became even more of a Luis fan, if that can be possible. I also learned that Yohan Moncada is very talkative and like fun to be around. So I love that.
Oh,
he's not as stoic as he seems on the field.
Okay. What did he say?
No, nothing to me. Like to me individually, I'm just saying. Like
did he say things? Did you hear him?
Than you think.
Did you hear him say things in English?
Yeah.
What did he say?
I don't know exactly.
Out of my way, white boy.
I don't remember. He was talking to his own players. I don't know.
Oh boy, yeah, because
no,
that's what it would be.
Did he sing
Brian
to you?
Shaw can really fart. That I know.
Brian Shaw's a power bottom.
Really fart. Guy can really fart.
The coolest part really though was bat boying for I forget what year it was. I think I want to say 2009, 2010 White Sox. It was Strasburg's first year.
Oh shit.
and he faced Gavin Floyd in Washington in his second home start, not his first home start, his second home start. And Gavin Floyd outdueled him.
Yeah, I remember.
And they won 1-0. Yeah. And I was there for that game. But the cool part about that whole thing is AJ Pierzynski got me good. And I had my Bat Boy helmet on, which is like extra thick, right? Because they make it like that concussion proof type material.
Mhm.
So you can't feel anything when you do this. And he took a Gatorade cup. I have a picture of it too. He took a Gatorade cup and put bubble gum around the bottom and put it right on the top of my helmet. And for the whole first inning, I had a Gatorade cup gummed to the top of my helmet when I was running out there.
That's awesome, man.
And there's a picture of me. My dad has it, I'm sure, of me like taking Carlos Quentin's like helmet and batting gloves after the end of the inning, and I just have this stupid ass Gatorade cup on the top of my helmet.
Hell yeah.
That was a crazy team. That was the team with like Quentin, Alex Rios, Gordon Beckham, AJ was still on the team. Ozzie was managing.
Yep.
Greg Walker, actually, at the end of it, I told him I was a huge White Sox fan. Like I went to the coach's room and told him, and he was like, "Oh, take this," and he let me put his World Series ring on my finger, which was cool. Like his legit World Series ring. Yeah.
It's like, here, take this. You're like, I can have it. Cool.
Yeah. Imagine you put it on your finger, just run, just run.
I'm no longer a Nats employee.
No, run.
Sucker.
But yeah, Burley was on that team too. I got to see a lot of those guys, and Paulie too. So I got to like actually say my word to them and be like, "Thank you for being who you are," which was nice. Yeah,
that's nice.
Hell
What a nice way to end an episode.
Right. Wholesome is, of course, Willie has to end it all wholesome.
Wholesome.
Absolute dick.
I didn't ask him about the human race. I don't feel a need to. I just read it, so I'm in such a good mood now.
He might be the only one to say yes.
It doesn't matter. We're not asking.
Don't ask me, Stu.
Well, Willie, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
I've learned a lot about Clubhouse and Doug.
Yeah, me too. This was enlightening.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have guessed any of that stuff was going on out back there. Is there anything you want to plug while you're here?
No, not really. Other than just follow South Side Sox, follow Ass, just continue to support everybody that's doing everything that they're doing, and just keep White Sox Twitter wholesome and positive, and let's not make it so toxic. Yeah,
there we go. Love to hear that, Willie.
What a guy!
It's just such a mensch. Well, thank you so much, Willie. To everyone who watched on YouTube, thank you. Apparently, Twitter will not let us stream anymore, so we'll figure that out later. We will be back on Thursday with AskCast, so we will see you all then, and I love you all. Good night. Bye-bye.